Hello, my lovely YouTubers. We are long overdue for an update, so that's what we're going to do today. So we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. It's looking quite full in here. My big guy there in the corner. So let's start on the bottom here. Technically, this is on the bottom because the pot is on the bottom. This is my no identification Dendrobium phalaenopsis. No fragrance. It's purple though, which is pretty, so that's a plus. Has been in bloom now for like 2 weeks or something, so has another spike back there. But I think I'm going to get rid of it because it's huge and I don't need something that big in my collection that is not identified and is kind of plain looking. Doesn't have a fragrance. So yeah, can replace that with like 2 or 3 medium-sized orchids. Is that bad that when I think how much space this thing takes up, how many orchids I could put in its place? Signs you have an addiction. My little phalaenopsis down here, well, I shouldn't say it's little. This was in my phalaenopsis care video, and it actually has, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a root right there. So it's looking kind of happy. This is one of my Cattleyas that I saved. It's looking like it needs saving. And over here we have, well, that right there is my Path Prince Edward of York. That was the new one that I got from Carter & Holmes. Yay! This right here is my Laturia type Dendrobium. You can see right there, it's getting ready to open its blooms. If you guys follow me on Facebook, you've already seen what the blooms look like. It is the yellow blooming flower on my cover page, cover photo, whatever that thing is, at the top of my Facebook page. So you see it has 6 spikes, 2 buds per spike average. There's some buds back there. This one right here has 4. This was the one that was attacked by the spider mites, so I'm glad that it was able to recover enough to decide to bloom for me. I'm pretty sure that's why it doesn't have more buds per spike, because the little sap suckers sucked the energy out of this poor Dendrobium, and that's why I have so few buds. I absolutely despise spider mites. That's why they're called pests, right? So this Laturia type den is called Dendrobium alexandriae by Dendrobium hodgkinsonii. So you can see it's getting ready to bloom. I'm so excited. Right here, kind of hanging off to the side, is my Brassia Cattleya. Let's take a look at the tag here. That's dirty. Brassia Cattleya Green Dragon. And I definitely need to repot this thing because, the roots are all hangy, and yeah. It has new root growth, so actually I might repot this thing soon. I actually just bought some new pots, so maybe I'll do a repotting video with you guys. This is a bifoliate Cattleya. As you can see, each of the pseudobulbs has 2 leaves, and bifoliate Cattleyas don't like to be repotted unless they are in new root growth, so I think now's a good time to take care of this tangly monster. Moving to the next level is my Patio Petal corner. I moved these guys all together, but now that I'm looking at them, that one right there is probably getting too much sunlight, so I'll probably have to move him again. But this little guy is in bud, kind of late in the season for him to be budding, but I don't care. I'm really excited. This is my first rebloom for this Patio Petal here. This guy came to me in bud, so he doesn't count. This is my Patio Petal Pisca Raisin, and it's a really pretty dark purple flower when it blooms. I recommend Owen's Orchids. They are like my favorite orchid nursery. If I had to have a favorite, I love going to Owen's Orchids. If you get a chance, if you're in the area, they are located in the Pisgah Forest of North Carolina. So check them out. They're awesome. Probably, like I said, probably my favorite orchid greenhouse ever. Back here is my Andy's orchid that I picked up at his Black Friday sale. This is the Patio Petal species, which is that word that I cannot pronounce. And this Patio Petal went through some root issues. I haven't seen it bloom. I got it off of eBay. What is it? Patio Petal Dr. Jack. Walalala. And Patio Petal Fairyannum. So it's one of those with the big blooms. And this Patio Petal I picked up off eBay, and the guy was less than truthful about its condition. You can see it's all like they're just leathery. So hopefully this one recovers. We shall see. That's what you have to worry about with purchasing off of eBay. Truthful sellers. Anyways, this is another one of my recent purchases from Carter & Holmes. You can see there's a little growth down there. It's my Odonto Brassia, that abbreviation, Pisca Recluse. So has spider-like blooms just like Brassias do. My bulbophyllum there. I've got, I love this Angraecum. I need like 50 more Angraecums. I just love them. And my little Phalaenopsis. Let's move around to the side so we can see the ones over here. This is my Tenuifolia maxillaria. And my, if you can see that, I can't. Right there, that was the Brassia Bertha Cattleya Husky Boy Romeo. So hopefully that comes up on film. And moving to the top now, this is my recent acquisition. This is the Brazzaville QQ Lata. So I keep this Brazzaville QQ Lata. I love saying that. It's kind of like cucumber. Cool as a QQ Lata. Cool as a cucumber. Anyways. I keep it in this cache pot. I think it's cache. Decorative pot. We'll go with that. I keep it in this decorative pot, which is ceramic and doesn't have a hole at the bottom. Well, it does, but there's a little clear stopper there. And what I'll do is I'll just mist on the inside of here, and that keeps humidity up for this orchid. Great way for keeping humidity up for your humidity lovers is to place them inside of a cache pot. I got that tip from Tom Nasser. He owns Nasser Orchids up in North Carolina. He came and did a orchid speech at our society, and he said that this was the best way to keep humidity up for your mounted plants. So I am taking his advice, and he has a bunch of really beautiful plants. So the advice must be good. Over here is my Stanhopea Stevensonii, and I put it in a cache pot as well because I need to keep humidity up for this humidity lover. And I'm pretty sure, can this focus just once? I'm not sure, but I think this guy is in bud, or not bud, but spike. Okay, can you see right there? Oh, it focused. Yay. Oh, no. Focus, please. Right there. Just do it. Focus. Focus. Right there. Guys, is that a spike? Oh my goodness. That would be amazing if it were, because I just got this Brazzaville. This is my first species Brazzaville, so I'm not really sure if that's where the spikes come from. I'm pretty sure that's where they come from, but I could be wrong, so you guys give me your opinions on whether or not that is a sheath right there. Moving along here, we've got some Cattleyas, mainly Cattleyas. This guy's getting a little bit of a suntan right there. I might have to take him out of such direct sunlight. We'll move over to the front. Oh, and this Maxillaria has a new growth right there. So if you can see, it's growing. And we'll move over here. This is my Brassia Bertha Yellow Bird. And the lady that I got it from at my local society meeting said it likes a lot of light and that you can't give it too much light. Well, I think I found out that you can give it too much light. I was giving it Cattleya type light levels, just like all my other Cattleyas, and it actually has red tinged leaves, which isn't, unattractive, but this intense of purplish tinging on here is basically like a warning sign. And you can see it's a little shriveled too. Probably need to water it more. That tinging is basically a warning sign like, hey, I'm getting more light than I need right now, so please stop putting me where there's so much light. So I've taken it out of the spot I had it in and now have it in this spot. So we'll see if it does well. I didn't think I could give it too much light, but apparently I did. So yeah. Oh, and this one has the spike between the leaves. There's an old spike right there. So maybe that is a spike on my Brazzaville QQ Lata. Let's see. This Phalaenopsis, you guys saw in my Phalaenopsis care video, still in bud, right there. And my very first Phalaenopsis orchid ever is in bud as well. So that will be exciting. And this one actually has another spike, but I don't think you guys can see it because when this thing makes spikes, they're miniature. That's probably why it's called a mini Phalaenopsis. Anyways, this one had a sheath, but it didn't do anything with it, so I was really sad. And this one right here has had a sheath ever since July, and it's still green, so I'm still hopeful that it's going to do something with it, but it's been there, like I said, since July, so maybe it's just a false sheath or something. Is that a thing? I think that's a thing. I've never had an orchid have an empty sheath before. Usually when they get sheaths, they do something with it. So either the sheath dies and turns brown and yucky, or it fills up with buds. So we'll see what happens. These are my rescues. Oh, I wanted to show you guys what earwig damage looks like. This little guy here has had a very tough start in life. I didn't treat my orchids with a systemic pesticide like I usually do before I bring them in because I got lazy and I have considerably more orchids than I did before. So anyways, I didn't treat them, and a lot of them actually came in with earwigs. They're those little guys with the little pinchers on their butts, and they were gnawing on his roots, which makes me angry. So that's what that kind of damage looks like. And they also make like a little webbing thing to live in. So you'll start seeing like little balls of material and it's all webbed together. If you see that, that is earwig damage. But since I took care of those earwigs, what I did is I just soaked the pot in water for 5 minutes and all the little earwigs, which there were 3 of them in this pot hanging out together. Swiss Family Robinson right here in my pot. Yeah, I squished them as soon as they came to the top because I didn't want to spray systemic pesticide inside my house. So they are all gone now, and you can see the roots are loving being able to grow. So one of my little recovery guys. Some more recovery over here. Some more recovery, more recovery. All these guys are recovering really, really well. I cannot wait to see them bloom. Some more recovery. And this one, wanted to show you guys. This is my Cattleya Caguas Ruby. It's in bud. And there's so much sap on there. Can you guys see all the sap? Can you see it? Oh, there's so much of it. Hold on a second. Look at all that sap on the leaf too. So it has 4 buds, and each of the little tips has sap on it too. It's a happy plant. So that one is a very reliable bloomer, and you've probably seen it in bloom before because over the summer it bloomed, and I did a video on that. It has those orange blooms, and they are fragrant. So this guy is earning his keep. He has bloomed off of each growth consecutively really, really well. I'm keeping this one for sure. And the blooms are fragrant, so that's a plus. My Moniara Millennium Magic Witchcraft finally entered a half dormancy kind of thing, but now it's not dormant because it has the new growth there. Which, because these aren't a natural hybrid, you would never find this orchid in the wild. That's probably why it doesn't enter a typical catasetum type dormancy. So it skipped dormancy and went right to making this growth. So I'll probably get to see it bloom. I'll get to see it bloom, and I'm very excited for that because I don't know if I told you guys, when it first came to me, it was in spike and it didn't like being shipped across country, and both of those spikes were aborted. So I'll finally get to see it bloom for the first time when that growth right there matures. So that's exciting. Exciting. A growth right there on my SLC Pat Thrall. Nice big fat growth right there. Okay, let's see here. Well, we can look at my large... Oh, his buds are getting caught. So a lot of the times when you have low humidity issues, I seem to have this issue over the winter where humidity is lower than normal. When you have low humidity, you're going to know it because your plants are going to have like accordion-shaped leaves, or if they're in bud, this can happen. When the buds get caught in the sheath, you might need to help them out. I actually helped out this plant yesterday because I saw the buds trying to escape. So right there, I helped those buds free themselves. Free my people. But with the brown ones, you don't really need to help them because they sort of, I guess because the sheath is so dry and brittle, they just break through on their own. But for the green sheath, you might need to help your plant out, which is perfectly fine. I recommend not doing it too soon though. Like if it's down here, give it a chance to get towards the top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to peel it back a little bit, kind of like what I did for that one there. And then that'll help it not get caught in the sheath because then the buds can come out deformed and that doesn't look pretty. So this one right here has 7 buds. 7. Ooh, 7 buds. I'm so excited for this thing to bloom. I can't wait. Some more buds in there? Yes, there's buds in there. So you can see it sort of naturally makes a hole at the top. So those shouldn't have any problem breaking through, but I will help this one out because I don't want to see the buds get caught. I hope the lighting is okay for here. This is my cool room for my cool lovers. And for the ones that require a dry winter rest / not so dry winter rest, like my Dendrobium nobile, which is in bud. I'm so excited. So you see there, I keep them in this cool room. I recently moved all of my catasetums in here because these guys need to set dormancy, which actually just a day of being in here, and this one's starting to change, so that's a good sign. Not giving them any water and reduced light levels and the cooler temperatures, that's all going to signal to them that they need to get a move on and drop their leaves and go dormant. And I think the reason why they haven't gone dormant is because it wasn't cold enough for them. So that's why I have them in my cool room, because I really want them to go dormant. So they're starting to get the hint here. But my Dendrobium nobile is still in bud and still not getting much water. Like I said, I just missed the root ball. I don't fully water it until I see new growth in the spring. And then these guys, I don't know why my light came on. That's kind of cool. I didn't know it did that. So these are my Catasetums that are already dormant. So you can see no water. And they have nice plump bulbs. Oh, this one had like a bacterial infection. So to save the entire plant, I had to cut off its roots and leaves, and hopefully that takes care of the problem. It seems like it is, because the bacterial rot was making the bulbs all soft, and it wasn't a water issue. I think it was because this plant had fallen off of my porch, and one of the bulbs snapped in half, and that allowed for the bacteria to get in there and infect it. So it seems like it's been saved because I did that. So sometimes you have to make sacrifices. Alrighty guys, so if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, and be sure to enter my giveaway. I'm giving away a Carter & Holmes seedling, so be sure to enter that giveaway, and I will see you guys later. Bye.